Okay, everybody, this is Dan from Artistic Timberworks and AKA Two Guys Timber Framing. Hey, we're at the point of our project now where Jay and I completed the entire deck package here. We're at the point in the video right now where we're going to show you how to build this exact staircase, the beefy timber staircase you've all been seeing. And it's actually, we're also going to show you at Two Guys how we were able to crane this massive staircase in one piece. You gotta see it, that's all. All right, Jay's just about finished. He's on the last bit of planer here. He put the new blades in the Makita, and I just really wanted to make it quick. Look, I come back to start cutting everything we need, but that's how your cans should look. Perfectly square. Now that's always how he uses it when we're planing. We try to cut as square as we can on the mill, but the squarer you make your stuff, the happier you'll be. Okay, I'm starting to scribe the stringers that we're gonna need for the second level over here. Remember, we cut off these extra 1/4-inch pieces when we were making our beams for our stringers. That's what I'm using. So I really use my old stringer. Since my whole staircase is uniform, I started with this old template, made it fit. We're gonna start to translate it onto here. Check the fits of these before we even cut anything. Always scribing, always scribing. Now I already fit this joint up there. It was off just a little bit from the other one. Keep your top. Is your most important piece. So keep your top plane. You say before we scribe. Okay, I'm gonna cut this, and then I'm gonna go and get the other end down here cut and scribed in as well, and we'll check the fit. So right here, I'm making the template for where the rafter is going to sit right here. I make a small one here first, see how it fits, and then I'm able to measure it and put it exactly on my template piece. But we want to make sure the fit's going to fit perfect first. Might be a hair high or a hair. Okay, that's better than low. You can let it go. There's your stringer. Okay, plenty of room for a hot tub under there. Plenty of room.
Big hot tub.
This is an easy fix here because I'm going to just scribe us. Right in here where I'm loose, I'm going to scribe us here. That's going to drop me right where I need to be. That's even too much. So there's my scribe to that beam, guaranteed, lays perfect. I was just checking with myself about the guarantee that I made, but I think we're still good. Slight scribage here. Slide. I'm gonna probably just sand those. So let me make these quick cuts. I'm gonna check it again, and we're gonna flip around, see how well it fits over here. All right, I cleaned up those two little scribes that I had. Boom. I bet it's perfect. Here, perfect. Same amount down that I want to be. Perfect. Perfect. What did I tell you? There we are. First string is going to be coming down right about here. Should be 7. 7 from the top. I'm just marking this here. Make a quick check. Boom. There's our 12-inch stringer. And then I got my standard 2-inch like I do there. Now I'm gonna lay everything out down here on the pole. We're gonna level everything across. I'm gonna make sure that this fits with that. If it fits perfect, I can use one. If not, I need to make another with the adjustments. And then come off with the level, make sure that the treads all the way around and everything is running square. As you see how perfect that came out, we need to do the same thing. So a little extra time when you're laying it out, get yourself more confident, you know exactly what you want, what you're gonna be doing. Our last tread's gonna end right here. Boom, 8, top, and then there we go. We're gonna still have our 2 inches like we had. So, well, like I say, everything's gonna work out perfect. Okay, we're back up to the table where we had our stringers here, where we're gonna make our initial cuts before we go and dry test this thing. But it's as simple as that. We made a perfect template of this. I've lined everything up across the top. Like I said, that's the most important. And again, all I've done is scribed. We know the cuts are good. I placed it on my beams here as to avoid some of the knots. Now I couldn't avoid this one, so I just moved it back so that we were away from the knots some. So we're gonna just make the cuts here. I'm gonna trace out the other side. We're gonna run back down and we are going to dry fit and make sure and measure the treads and get everything lined up while it's in place. And then we'll come back and assemble. On the long one, see how she rides. There's the chunk. If I didn't stop to talk to you guys, I'd go into production mode and just cut that one and get the heck down and go do a check seat down on what we need to do so we can get back here and put this bad boy together. All right, we're moving the stringers in for a quick dry fit before, again, we're going to take them out. You see, we're working right under this house. Okay, but let's start booming down.
Yeah.
Moving down. Coming down. I'm actually going to swing a little more to you so that stays up there. Watch your fingers. You all right with that? You all right with that? Say yes or no.
Yep.
No, well, let me go down just a little more so we don't have a drop. 6 inches. Okay.
Slide your way.
I don't. It might.
It's gonna come off. Here it goes. Going down now.
Okay. All right. I have to come down, or
Yeah, we gotta get past.
I'm actually gonna be good. Once I got it. Look at the cut. See, we took our time, and we got that thing perfecto. I'm probably showing you first before we do that one, but hey, fits perfect. There's stringer number 1. Dry fit test win. Win for 2 guys. 2 guys winning. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 treads. So not quite double. Not quite double, folks. We should be done with this afternoon. I think it's like 3:30. Okay, that's what happens when you template first. Perfecto. Okay, we have got both of our stringers actually in place and cut perfectly. You see how I know it's hard to see this side with the chain, but you see how tight our cut is. It's because we spent so much time on the template. So we've got both of our beams in. Everything is dried in. We also have in this notch, which actually locks this whole thing together. This whole deck would have to come apart for this to come to drop or anything. It's basically holding it together. And when we finish up at the end, we will drill and put pegs directly into our stringers right there. But I did spend some time making sure that everything's square. I'm going to line up, and I did check everything here, and I've laid out my treads. Now, I didn't lay this out with my framing square yet. I'll do that and check everything at the table. I'm sure it's good. Another way to make this easy if you're going to be marking it after is I just made tiny marks here for the treads. I measured down, and then we know they're 12-inch treads, so I'm able to measure over. So you're able to just actually, so that you can double check not only with your framing square, but how it's going to sit on the building. So I made marks here, which we're going to just sand off and stain. You won't see them. Same over here. So I checked level. We came right around. Unfortunately, I had to do this from the outside, but that's all marked as well. And we've checked the tops across that everything is level. So before I take this down, I just wanted to make sure my stringers are going to land exactly, my treads are going to land exactly good with my stringers. I even laid out what the reveal will be. So exactly how I have to do it here is coming in 4 inches, dropping down 2 3/4. Everything will line up all the way down. Now we need to pop these out. We're going to pop these out, bring them back up to the tables, make all our cuts, all our mortise holes, all our routing. Do it all over again to match this. So there you go. So it's not, if you're not comfortable laying out stairs with a framing square, you can always back check yourself by squaring off the project you have. As you see, as we keep going with our videos, I dry check, double check before I do anything. And these babies fit tight. Tight, tight, tight. I'm very happy, even though this is going to get buried with decking. Strong. No one got killed. So they're coming down. We're going to the table. Finish this bad boy. Okay. After our dry fit, we got everything back up on the table. Have you noticed? Make sure you just mark everything to keep reminding yourself. Gets confusing sometimes working backwards, upside down, flipping stuff. So everything's going to get sanded off anyway, so I make sure that I mark my beams. We spend a lot of time making the template and cutting these and dry fitting them and making sure everything was perfect. We've got all our treads still marked out here. I'm going to spend a little bit of time, and I need to square and scribe around each one of these where the treads need to be, because we're making the pockets on the other side. So just get everything lined up, make your squares, then start checking, making sure that each one of these numbers you have is symmetrical. Check with your framing square that each one of your treads is going to be exactly symmetrical. That's the best I can tell you. With this thing, it's very tight. So your mark out, your layout has to be very clean. Take your time. It's easy to mess up when you start flipping these stairs around and putting them in. So I'm going to get after mine, and we'll check it when I'm done. Okay, after you're all happy, all marked out, all checked up for the top of where the treads are going to be, you need to mark to actually where the front of the tread is going to stop. And then when we were measuring back there, everything had a 4-inch lead to it. So I basically just want to put 4 inches follow down your line. Instead of going all the way, I'll just show you here. So now I'm just putting, that's the front of my nosing. So we know that's where the stair face is gonna, when we're finished, that's where it's gonna sit. And you don't need to mark all the way down in there. So then we're gonna have to actually come back, make a mark, because we're gonna have to put in where we're gonna start cutting our tenons. And that's what we're looking to do right now. So I'm gonna mark around, put my faces in, mark everything down here, flip the other side, and then mark in for our mortises at that point. All right, we're at the end of our first day on the second leg of the big beefy timber staircase. And you see here, I've got everything marked out actually to where the pockets are. The only thing I'm missing I need to do in the morning is actually trace out with the mortise gauge, the tenon gauge, excuse me, and get the exact pocket. This is now tread. So that's where we got on the first day. We got it templated, we got it dry fitted, we got it laid out. Tomorrow we're gonna finish the layout. We're gonna start working. There's our tread material that we're gonna use for the last set of treads. So we're gonna be mortising holes. We're gonna be down on the mill. We're gonna be making the treads the way that we do it, two guys style, and get all of our tenons cut. But that's where we're at day one. Big beefy stair project.